Well, see, the problem is to go ahead and put me on the tape. Now you're getting my back. But anyhow, thanks everyone for coming. I'll introduce everybody. I think I got everybody on here. We got a blast from the past over here. But anyhow, we have Brad, WA4HBM, Bob, KI4JWK. We have Linda, AK4GZ. We have Loretta. We have David, KB4ESN. Now y'all are going to shout if I mess somebody up, right? Glenn, AK4HA. Over here we have Roger, KJ4YSY. Bobby, KB4QNR. Blast from the past is Bob, KA4NPM. And we got Andrew, KF4OWP. And we got Greg, W8FJK. And we got JB, WA4WWH. And we've got Bill, N4DIT. And I'm Chris, KU4A. So thank you all for making the QRP Club meeting. And I'm on live on ATV. Well, does a little idea come up every now and then?
Dummy load for that. It's a wonder keeping across the room.
Okay, first of all, let's plan on the November luncheon, which will be at the Frisch's on Harrodsburg Road. The 27th is Thanksgiving, so that means that the 20th would be kind of the middle of the month, sort of in between this meeting and our next meeting, although the next meeting will be December the 1st. How does the 20th work for anybody that wants to go? Problem for anybody? Glenn and Linda, you good? Okay. Let's figure on November the 20th at 11:30 at the Frisch's on Harrodsburg Road. Okay, so what has anybody been doing? Did anybody do any field work? We had one guy at a cabin in Tennessee for a week. Did you get on the air? No. Okay. Anybody else sneak out and do any field work? Yeah? Well, I had a feeling you'd raise your hand.
Loretta and I decided to go out and look at the pretty leaves.
Mm-hmm.
We went up the cave run last Monday.
Okay.
And beautiful day, got up to about 78 degrees.
It was warm that day.
It was a nice day. And just found a wide spot in the road on a Forest Service road.
Okay.
Took my antenna stands, put up my fan dipole antenna, and hooked it up to my radio, and it didn't sound right. Checked it with the analyzer and had a 14-to-1 SWR, so broke the wire. Took it down, put up the PAR end fed, which turns out to work out just fine. We made quite a few contacts. We didn't really push it, done a lot of more of rag chewing than trying to make contacts. But with our 5 watts, we got into somebody that was also camping out on Lake Marion in South Carolina, and then a big gun guy down in Georgia had big beams and everything on us, and so he was picking us up really well. And naturally, I checked into mid-cars. Usually I use them sort of as a test station. If I can get into them, I know I'm working pretty good. So we checked into there, and then I heard AK4HA.
Who's that? Yeah, I was going to say, and that just ruined your day, didn't it?
So we chatted for a little while.
I said, what are you doing down here without me?
So we made probably 5 or 6 good contacts. Loretta drug the grill out and grilled us some hamburgers and.
That's why we weren't invited, Glenn, because they were going to eat good that way.
That's right. No, I'll have to tell you this, when you go out with him, you always eat good. We're ready to take care of you.
So we spent the day out just taking pictures of the leaves, and they was exactly, I guess we hit it pretty well at its peak. And we spent the whole day up there. Didn't get back home until probably 6:30 or 7 o'clock that evening. Very good day, enjoyable. And then on Tuesday, it was another good day. So I set my antenna stands up in the front yard and operated off the tailgate of the truck. And found the broken wire in my antenna and repaired that. And while I had everything out, went ahead and made a few contacts while I was sitting on the tailgate. So actually we had a good week trying to get some field work done in before the cold weather really sets in.
He's got a question.
I just want to say, I tried to teach him not to take him broken wires with him. Leave them at home next time.
Well, I was going to ask him. I said, well, now, Roger, did you fix the fan dipole?
Yeah, he sounded good down there.
How close was this to the lake itself? I mean, was it close at all?
Yeah, well, it was actually on top of the ridge, and
okay.
probably a straight line. We was probably 3/4 of a mile, maybe even a mile from the lake waters itself.
Okay.
So it wasn't really affecting our signal any.
Yeah, but could you?
Well, we wasn't that close to it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Good deal. Anybody else with reports of field work? We're kind of getting out of the season here, but that's, some people have to have, you know, knee surgery and stuff like that, and that's what happens.
I got a call from the guy in Michigan at ICOM Center, and he had fixed my radio over the weekend. So a 703 was shipped out today to come back. So it was a problem with the keyer ground circuit. It was in early production 703s. Actually, there's a mod that they do, and to keep the keyer from locking up, and just, you would try to send CW and it would just start maybe going da-da, you know, it just take off. And
Okay. Now, I was thinking you sold that.
well, I was going to, and then we found out we had an issue with the radio, so
Oh, okay.
it wasn't a very expensive fix. And so I'll probably, at this point, I may just keep it when it comes back. I don't know if I'll sell it. I was looking at the new 10 Tech rig, because, you know, they had a deal. They were trying to sell them for $850 with the roofing filter and the microphone and stuff. They had a package, and I think it was, I don't know if they're going to honor that price now. It was, they advertised it in the October QST, so the guy told me it would be good through October at that price because they had put it in QST. So I don't know if they're still willing to give it that, you know, it's a couple $100 off of the price of it. So, but I don't know. I'll probably just, as old boy told me one time, I was talking about needing some money or wanting something, he said, well, Bob, if you can't have what you like, just like what you have. So I may just keep that 703 and use it.
Well, you got to start thinking like me, and that is, you don't ever sell anything. You know, you can't have too many radios.
Y'all really always want to get it back. Seems like everything you ever sold, I went and turned around and bought another one. I mean, it seems like it.
Alrighty. Okay. Well, let's see. Bobby's got us into talking about equipment. So, who wants to report on any new acquisitions? Or yes, sir, right over there.
I planted a 43-foot vertical in my yard the other day.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe that's field work.
Nah, we talk about permanent stuff too.
I did grow a tower a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I know about that. Yeah.
I got about 35 foot of Roan 25 up at the house now. So.
Very good.
Roan 25? Or? Okay.
Right now it's got an Alpha Delta DXCC strung from the top of it, but I'm going to put some kind of 2-meter beam up there.
Now, is yours a trap vertical multi-band, or are you
No,
just
it's
tuning
just
it?
a
Or?
straight 43-foot whip.
Okay, that's the kind of the standard thing, right?
Yeah.
Ground mounted,
Yep,
plenty of radials.
getting there.
Yeah, that's,
I'm gonna lay out a bunch of chicken wire.
That'll work.
That's better yet.
yep. And Bill Maxon used to always say, just keep laying radials until you just can't stand to do it anymore. You know.
Not the truth.
Alrighty, now, who else with rigs, antennas?
I got a KY-Go. which-
Oh yeah, I looked at that. I was thinking that was software. That's actually hardware,
Yeah,
isn't it?
To go with the KX3 I got.
You might have to bring that for show and tell sometime.
I'll do that.
The first thing I noticed is that
It makes KX3 a little more usable. It has 80 character display.
yeah, it copies the CW for you, right?
Of course, the KX3 does that in Iridian and ASCII, any of the digital forms, it copies that. And you can send it back out with CW, just send it with CW. The KY-Go actually logs your contacts for you, and it has a better display, so you can see that a little bit better. Plug a keyboard right into that, so you don't have to take your computer with you.
Okay. So it's not only receive the CW, but then you just type it in and it sends it.
Yeah, or you can key it in anywhere. You just got a place to put in a straight key bug if you want to do that, or just use the side swiper on your KX3. I really like that radio. I really have enjoyed using that. It's a good, in my opinion.
Well, I was getting ready to ask you, if you didn't talk about it, I was going to ask you about your KX3. see how you're doing with it.
And I've also been back to work again on my pedestrian mobile
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that too.
thing, and I'm about ready to go out with that today. I finished up a shield. I bought a whole bunch of shields and a roll it up on, and so I can take that with me and just unstring as much as I need of that in order to have a counterpoise, the tuned counterpoise. I'm gonna play with that, just see what it's like. Got a 20-foot vertical on the top, and I got, also got a coil on it that I can put some more length on it or take some off.
And just in time to go out and walk when the snow's flying.
Just getting ready to go walk in snow.
Friday. Supposed to
Yeah.
snow again.
Well, it'll be ready next summer.
What, Bobby, I know you got stuff going. What, if anything?
Nothing in particular.
Okay.
Really, right now. Just a few little odd projects, nothing finished.
Alrighty. Anybody, I always like to ask this, anybody gonna go on vacation to the Caribbean or something and take your QRP rig with you?
I'm back to studying my code again.
Alrighty.
We actually
Maybe
got
this will
on
be the year that I master it.
Uh-huh.
I have high hopes.
We got on the air and
Yeah.
on 40 meters and work code.
Yep.
And you each understood what the other one said.
Oh, yeah.
More or less.
What little we said we did.
Alrighty. Well, I operated CQ Worldwide SSB over the weekend at QRP power levels, and I think I got about 215 contacts in 9.5 hours or something like that. The upper bands were really so good that it was tough on the QRPer, because every DX station just had a pile up of callers, and so sometimes I think it's better if the band needs to be good for QRP, but not too good.
Right. Not with the pile-ups.
But it was still a lot of fun. So
Well, you didn't do bad.
yeah,
200 and something.
yeah, 215 9.5 hours. I probably have done better, but the problem is I think, well, I'm so good at this now. This should just be real easy. And actually, I think the first I sat down at like 1 o'clock on Saturday, and it was 20 minutes before I had 1 QSO, and I'm like, well, my meter says I got power out. You know, am I on the right antenna? You know, and I'm just calling and calling and calling, and then just all of a sudden,
Yeah.
you know, I started at the bottom of the band, and I was operating assisted, so I had that Bandmaster software that, so it just shows you all the spots, and you click on them, and the radio tunes to that. Well, sometimes with that, you have a tendency to go for the rarer stations, because that's what gets spotted, is the rarer countries. So I'm just calling and calling, and I can't do anything, and I'm like, well, it gets to be 1:30 or so, I'm just going to shut it all off and go watch football or something. Well, after a while, all of a sudden, I started making some contacts, and then I got a pretty good rate going, but I was like, what's wrong here? You know, I've got 5 watts out, I'm on the right antenna, the SWR looks good, you know, is my audio all distorted, or, you know, just exactly what? So, but it ended up being a lot of fun. I think it's been a while since I've operated that particular contest. I've operated the WPX, the CQ-WPX, but I don't think I've operated CQ Worldwide in a while. So anybody else with interesting contacts, QRP? Now we know about yours, Roger. Bobby, with your new antenna, with your new tower and antenna, have you worked anything particularly
I
interesting?
hadn't had much time to really do it because I got this new job babysitting my grandson, and that right now she does her working hours kind of like they're not just standard.
And then when the day's over with, you're exhausted from the babysitting, like you were saying earlier.
Laughs at me because I tell them I'm wore out because I was babysitting. They said, "I've got a baby, wear you out. All he does is sleep and cry, or sleep and eat." I said, "Well, this one's wore me out."
Never too young to start teaching them code.
That's what I know. I take him in the radio room and show him, now we're going to turn the radio off right now.
I saw some little 8-year-old girl sending code the other day in one of the magazines I got. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, I saw on YouTube a video over in like Eastern Europe. There's a code sending contest and code receiving contests are big, even with teenagers. And this thing was teenage girls, and they were given a message to send or something. And 200 words a minute or something just totally obscene. I mean, if you go look at that rough ZXP code practicing program, if you've never seen it, I've got a YouTube video of me doing it. And of course, I can't do it to amount to anything. But if you go look at the standings, they have these contests, and they've got pictures of the people, and it's a lot of young kids. And they have all these different categories. Teenage female, teenage male. Middle-aged female, middle-aged male. And people compete against each other, and they have competitions and stuff like that. And it's really interesting. So the fact that I'm sort of comfortable at 15 words per minute that just doesn't cut it.
What was it? Letterman, or which was one of the night shows?
Yeah, Jay Leno.
Yeah, was it Jay Leno had the CW operator, and it was a kid.
K7JA, Chip Margelli was one of them.
Yeah.
And then somebody helped him, and they're using 817s. You notice that, buddy?
I didn't notice.
That's out there on YouTube. You can find it if you haven't seen it. But they were using 817s, I think, with just a little rubber duck, and sending to each other.
Sending their message back and forth. Pretty cool.
And of course, this audience member, well, the texter is going to win that real easy.
Yeah.
Not even close. Alrighty. Well, it's about 7:20, so let me just go ahead and throw it open to anybody on anything. Roger, anything else? Glenn, anything else? Bobby, anything else? How about kits and upcoming projects? Anything going on there? Anything that you're planning on doing that's QRP related? Well, okay, we'll go ahead and get out of here, and Greg's going to talk about ATV tonight. at the bars meeting. So thank you all for coming. Good group tonight. And so don't forget the luncheon on November 20th, and then we'll see you on December the 1st for the meeting. Thank you all.